We're going to start things off by creating a theme. As I stated previously, this course does not focus on most of the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript provided to you. This is because WordPress is very flexible when it comes to developing themes. With that said, I already have a static template ready. You can download this template in the resource section of this lecture. This template was built with version 4 of Bootstrap. I've done nothing to this template that makes it WordPress ready. I will walk you through every step to convert it from a static template into a WordPress theme. If you have a template ready, then feel free to use it. You don't have to make any CSS or HTML changes at this moment. Any kind of template will work. If you're new to WordPress development, then I recommend you use the template I provide. Let's take a look at some of the pages. Let's view the home page. As you can see, everything is pretty standard. We have a header, footer, sidebar, and a list of posts. Everything that you see here will be turned into a fully functional theme. While the design is simple and clean, don't let that fool you. We're going to make this theme very flexible. Now that we have an idea of what we're going to create, it's time to start coding. Open the text editor of your choice and point it to the WordPress directory we installed in the previous lecture. Inside the WordPress installation, navigate to wp-content/themes. This is where WordPress will search for theme files. From the start, WordPress has already pre-packaged some themes for you. We want to keep our themes separated from the rest of the themes, so create a new folder called Udemy. It's required that you create a folder for your theme. This is so themes don't conflict with each other. It's also great for organization. Inside this folder, we will have to create two files. The first file is style.css and the second file is index.php. These are the only two files required by WordPress to create a theme. The style.css file is where we will place our file header information. A file header is just a comment block placed at the very top of the style.css file that describes our theme. Let's open this file and create a file header. In the resource section, I provide a link to more information about the file header. The file header is a block comment placed at the top of the file that has meta information about a theme or plugin. I'll explain more in just a moment, but let's see this in action. Scroll down to the theme file header example section. Copy and paste this into the style.css file. I'm going to remove most of this info except the theme name. Change this value to Udemy. That's it. This is the absolute minimum requirements for a theme. Go to your WordPress admin dashboard and navigate to Appearance Themes. An empty block with the theme name Udemy should appear. You can actually activate this theme and start using it. If you did everything right, then you should receive no errors. Let's go to the front end of the site. You will see an empty page. However, WordPress throws no errors because we did everything required. If you take a look at the source code, then you will find that WordPress added absolutely nothing because that's our theme's job. As you can see, WordPress gives you complete control over your theme. Let me prove this even further. Open the index.php file and add the text Hello World. Refresh the front-end page and you will now see it outputted. WordPress is very smart and will automatically load this file without us having to write any logic. The index.php file can be thought of as the default template for WordPress. There are various templates we can create, but we'll cover that later. I'm going to temporarily switch back to the theme 2017. Then I'm going to delete the index.php file. I'm going to refresh the admin themes page and you'll notice that the broken themes section appears below. It's telling us that the index.php template file is missing. WordPress is capable of finding out this information even though this theme is inactive. The absolute minimum requirement for creating a WordPress theme is the style.css, index.php files, and a file header with just the name of the theme. I'm going to create the index.php file again so we don't see this broken theme section. Let's go back to the file header in the style.css file. Let me go over what's going on. When WordPress retrieves a list of themes in your WordPress installation, it'll go to the wp-content/themes folder. Each theme should have its own folder, and WordPress will go through each one and look for a file named style.css. If this file is available, then WordPress will scan the contents of this file and look for something called a file header. If a file header is available, WordPress will then extract each piece of information from that header. The format is the name followed by a colon and then the value. The data inside this comment is what WordPress calls meta information. For themes, the only thing you need is the theme name. I'm going to re-add the meta information we previously removed. Let's go over this one by one. The theme URI is a link to where users can view where your theme can be found officially. I'm going to remove this piece of information. Feel free to keep or remove it as well. The author is the name of the creator of this theme. This can be your own personal name, or if you're on a team, then the name of your team. I'm going to set this to Jack. The author URI is the URL to your own personal site or a URL to your team's site. I'm going to set this to https://udemy.com. The description is a brief summary about your theme. Let's set this to a simple Bootstrap WordPress theme. The version is the current version of this theme. Since this is a brand new theme, we'll be setting this to 1.0. You can use whatever version schematic you want. WordPress doesn't force you to stick any specific version schematic. The license is simply the name of the license you'll be using. I'm going to leave this as is for now. We'll be going over licenses later in this course. The license URI is the URL to where the user can find more information about the theme's license. The tags is the comma-separated list of words that describe your theme. This piece of information is used by WordPress's theme repository to help users find your theme. If you plan on uploading your theme to WordPress.org, then setting this piece of information is important. I don't plan on uploading this to the repository, so we can remove this. The last property we can set is the text domain. The text domain is very important when it comes to translating our theme. You can think of the text domain as a unique ID for our translations. It's common practice to set the text domain to the same name as your folder. In our case, we're going to set it to Udemy. I promise you, we'll be going more over what the text domain does and its role in WordPress development later in the course. For now, just know that if you want to make your themes or plugins translate ready, then set the text domain to something unique. Right below, there's this small bit of text. You do not have to add this bit of information. Authors usually use this space to add in more info about the theme, such as license info or developer notes. WordPress will not bother scanning this part of the file, so you do not have to worry about it. I'm going to remove this bit. Let's go back to the theme's admin page and refresh the page. You can click on the theme and you will now see some of our information displayed. As you can tell so far, WordPress handles a lot for us. If you'd like to know more about file headers, then I highly suggest you read the codex page I provided earlier. This page details what metadata you can create. You'll notice that it provides information about creating plugins. I want you to ignore this for now, as we'll be developing plugins in a future section. There's one last thing I want to do before I end this lecture. While not required, WordPress will search for a file called screenshot.png. This file is basically a screenshot of your theme that will be displayed on the admin side of WordPress. In the resource section, I provide a screenshot you can use for our theme. Upload it to the Udemy theme directory we just created. You can now refresh the theme's admin page and you will now see our screenshot being displayed. You can create your own screenshot if you'd like. The recommended size for a screenshot is 880 by 660. However, you should double this size for Retina devices.